I hope that the slides are visible.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. A very good evening to the August gathering present here. Myself, Shwetakshi Mishra. I am pursuing my BSc Biotechnology from Dempe College. And today I would like to present on the topic air purifying plants. So during the session, we shall be discussing about the air purification and its importance, the mechanism by which the plants purify air, and some of the examples of air purifying plants. So to begin with, let's have a general view of the air that we breathe. We all know that the atmosphere of Earth is covered with gases, which we commonly call air. So this air is a mixture of 78% of nitrogen, followed by 21% of oxygen, and rest 1% is different gases like carbon dioxide, water vapors, carbon monoxide, many noble gases, plus dust particles and other impurities like salt, sand, etc. All these together is the air. When we talk about air pollution, it is the presence of certain substances in the air which are harmful or toxic for the human health as well as for the other organisms. So these pollutants or these substances which are causing air pollution are the air pollutants. Now, these air pollutants are mostly generated due to human activities. And in the figure over here, you can see some of the major air pollutants. Like we have nitrogen oxides. So nitrogen oxides are generated from the vehicles and from the industries. They are a major source of air pollution. Then there are volatile organic compounds. They are naturally emitted in low concentrations during vegetation, but due to industrialization and use of certain toxic chemicals like paints and fumes, there is more emission of these compounds. Ammonia, which we usually use in agriculture, is itself an air pollutant, which is a major source of air pollution. Then ozone. Ozone is usually a good layer which is formed over the atmosphere, which protects us from the UV radiations of the sun. But when it comes to our atmosphere, that means the air in which we are breathing, then it's a highly deadly gas. Similarly, we have particulate matters, which are fumes or ashes we can observe when we burn wood or some biomass. Such fumes directly enters to our lung and causes various respiratory illnesses. There are heavy metals and sulfur oxides also acting as air pollutants, which are generated upon the consumption of fossil fuels. So this was about the different air pollutants which are causing air pollution. In order to breathe clean air, we should purify all these pollutants and take the clean air. But before we move on to the technique how plants are going to absorb it or remove them off, we need to know the impact of this air pollution on human lives. So you can see the first graph over here. It tells about the annual death rates due to outdoor air pollution. That means the pollution outside our home in the environment. So there are over 14 lakh deaths annually in China due to air pollution, followed by over 6 lakh deaths in India, and then are many other countries which are suffering from air pollution mortalities. When we talk about indoor air pollution, that means all the air which is present inside our homes and causing different diseases. They are stroke, heart diseases, pulmonary diseases, respiratory infections, and even lung cancers. If we move further, this graph represents a mortality rate due to air pollution across Asia due to various sources. So air pollution is due to transportation, agriculture, coal, household purposes, waste, and natural sources. So this is a high mortality rate, and we must take steps against reducing this mortality rate. This air pollution is an invisible killer which is taking our lives and making us diseased with different diseases. And this is not only limited to humans, but there are many other organisms which suffer from these, and we even don't have the data about that. The sources for the indoor pollutants are mostly the chemicals which we use in our bathrooms like soaps, shampoos, detergents for cleaning, cleansing agents. Then we have air conditioner units which cause a lot of volatile organic compounds. Then in the living room, suppose if there are people who smoke in home or consume tobacco, that also adds to the indoor air pollutants. Then paints in our home, the furniture, the carpets, plus the perfumes, hairsprays, nail polish, all these cause the sources for the indoor air pollutants. Even the food we cook is due to the fuel that is itself a pollutant, and the cleaning products like detergents for home purposes is a source of indoor pollution. These were the indoor sources, but even the outside air which is coming inside the home, and if there is no proper ventilation across, then the outdoor air also comes in and becomes a major issue for the indoor pollution. Like indoor pollution, we have sources for outdoor pollution as well. We have industries being grown up. We have public transports, the private transports like cars and other vehicles. Then there are many manufacturing industries, commercialization, agriculture, and the burning of garbage in residential and small scales. So all these are sources of indoor and outdoor air pollution. But even after knowing about these sources, we can stop practicing all these processes because they are very essential for us. The best way to do not stop these processes is rather you use air purification. So air purification is the process by which we remove out the impurities from the air like volatile organic compounds, nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, all those air pollutants which we have seen, so that the air we breathe is clean. There are two possible ways to purify the air. Either we use plants or there are technologically designed air purifiers. Now, if we opt for this air purifiers, there are many disadvantages. Like, first of all, it's highly costly equipment. And then once you set up this in our homes, then we need to close all the doors and windows so that the air inside our home is being circulated by this machinery and we breathe clean air. But this system is in a way making us close our doors and windows so that there is no fresh air coming inside. The better alternative to this is use of plants. These are even beautiful to look at homes and they can purify air as well. But then the question arises, how whether all the plants which we grow can purify air? Yes, all the plants which can perform photosynthesis will take in carbon dioxide and other air impurities and will ultimately give us oxygen, which is the purified air. So all plants are capable of purifying air. But we call certain plants as air purifiers because of the rate at which they purify air. So we must keep in mind that all plants can perform the purification of air, but the air purifying plants are those which has a higher rate of purifying the air. Now, the mechanism for air purification, as we have just discussed, is the process of photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, the plants take up carbon dioxide. Along with this, they take up air impurities from the tiny openings called stomata in the leaves. They undergo this process and ultimately gives us the fresh air. So this is even an enlarged diagram which shows the surface of the leaves, which is taking carbon dioxide and other impurities and giving out oxygen, that is a fresh air. Now, finally, we have some of the examples of air purifying plants. We have peace lily. This is a very beautiful flower used for decorative purposes in our homes. This can mainly take up different air pollutants like benzene, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, xylene, etc. Similarly, we have devil's ivy, chrysanthemums, rubber plants, areca palms, draft date palms. So even some plants are big enough to be planted outside our homes or near to the roadsides so that even the outdoor air pollution could be in control. We have spider plants, weeping fig, snake plants. Then to give some more examples, we have aloe vera. So this aloe vera is usually seen in different households because of its skin caring properties. But this aloe vera can also remove out toxins like formaldehyde from the atmosphere. English ivy, flamingo lily. Then we have Chinese evergreen, Kimberley fern, bamboo plants. So bamboo palms can be grown outside the home because they are big enough and they can purify a lot of air from inside. So Boston ferns, orchids, pot mums, these are very beautiful plants which will add up to the beauty of the home as well as from the surrounding, and will purify the air as well. Before ending it up, I would like to tell you something about vertical forests, which are presently into considerations. So these vertical forests are actually huge buildings, residential buildings, in which the air purifying plants are added along the outer side of the buildings. So what happens is, due to these plants, the atmosphere outside is always getting purified. So the first attempt of making this vertical forest was in Italy. This tower is around 110 meters high, and other one is of 76 meters. There are about 900 plants which are planted over, and they purify a lot of air from the surrounding. Similar attempts were made in China. As you can see, this vertical forest. Then one vertical forest is there in Canada. One Central National Park, Central Park is there in Sydney, which also has the vertical gardening. And then, as you can see, there are a lot of benefits of this vertical garden because it will host a lot of plants, increase our biodiversity, and will clean our surroundings. But this is at a very large scale. So we can even start at our own level to plant some of the air purifying plants at our home, so that we breathe in clean air and live a healthy life. That's what it's all about. Thank you for your patient listening.